The Mobile County Public School System presents Homeroom with Nancy Pierce.
Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce, Public Relations Supervisor for the Mobile County Public School System. And you will be able to see what I'm holding in a minute because a very special event is coming up. It is the open house, the spring open house at the Environmental Studies Center. And joining me today to talk about that and many other things, I have Tess in my lap. And as you can see, Tess is a skunk, right? Yes. And then I have Susan Clement, who is a wildlife biologist there, and so good to have you back. We always love to talk to you. I thought you were going to bring an alligator, and then you reminded me we had an alligator the last time. And look at this guy, very content.
Yeah, he's a skunk, and you know, skunks. One thing we always like to stress is that it's actually illegal to possess any native wildlife in the state of Alabama. He is one that someone unfortunately had tried to keep, and Fish and Game had to take him, but we have a permit to keep him. So that's the one thing we stress is he's cute and everything, but he's not a pet. But if you want to see Taz the skunk, you can come out to the open house and see him then.
I think Taz is very sweet. Now Taz will not spray me.
No, he has been, as we say, deodorized. They have a little gland at the base of their tail that they use for defense. They spray, but the gland has been removed. So fortunately, no, he cannot spray you.
And so therefore, he would have to stay with you.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure he wants to anyway because you guys are the coolest. But it would not be good for him to be out without any kind of protection.
And that's basically how we ended up with him, is the people who had him had already gotten him deodorized. The Fish and Game found out about him, and of course he could not be released because, again, that's their main defense, is that gland. They spray, it gets in the eyes, it's smelly, and that deters a lot of things.
And tomato juice, from what I understand, will get it out if it's one sprays your dog. But Taz is not going to do that. I think Taz is very comfortable, about to fall asleep.
He's demonstrating that he's nocturnal. So he's like, I'm supposed to be sleeping now.
Yeah, what's the deal? And all these lights are on me and stuff. So let's talk about the open house.
Yes.
Oh, I love the open house. Yes. Fall was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Majorly.
How many people did you have?
Oh goodness, we estimated between 800, maybe 1,000. It felt like, 500,000. It was amazing. One new thing we've started with open house, because of the amount of people that we get now, is we're now having a shuttle service from Burns Middle School,
which is right next door.
Literally right next door to us. So what we're asking people is if you can literally just go straight to Burns Middle School. We're going to have parking at the center, but it's very limited. It
fills up very quickly.
And it does fill up quickly. So if you just go straight to Burns Middle, we're going to have a school bus, and it shuttles, it only takes 10 minutes. So there and back. So if you can wait at Burns, it's just going to make things a whole lot easier and help things move a lot. And it's free. The open house is free, and the shuttle is free. So that helps
too. Not very many things are free in this world anymore. And when you think about taking your family to the Environmental Studies Center and having a wonderful day and having it be free, what more can you ask for?
I know. I mean, and we have so many activities going on. We have our Raptor Roadshow with all of our birds of prey. We have our Star Lab where you go into our indoor planetarium. It's amazing. We're going to have a gator feeding, a reptile presentation, wildlife demonstrations. So there's just so many activities. We'll have a bake sale. We'll have hot dogs and hamburgers. So come hungry. Come and have lunch with us.
Now you do pay for those.
Yes, you do pay for those because it is, it's our way of, getting the public out there on the weekend.
Right.
Because normally we're closed. But it's also our way of raising money for our wildlife rehabilitation program. So all the food sales, the bake sales, that all goes back to our wildlife rehabilitation program.
You also have exhibits. I know I was talking to John Dindo from the Sea Lab, and I know they're going to be there. So do you have a lot of exhibits?
We're going to have a lot of exhibitors out there, basically from a lot of different, the Sea Lab will be there. A lot of different, not really vendors, but people who are really into nature, wildlife, and other things. The Audubon Society is usually there. And we'll have a whole tent full of people, where you can look around at those kind of things too.
I love it.
It's literally, if you get there at 10, you could probably, we are going to be open an extra hour. In the spring now, we're open 10 until 3.
Okay, because
in
it
the
was
fall
10 until 2,
it's usually
I remember
10
that.
until 2, but now in the spring, we are staying open that extra hour because we just have so much to do.
So much
we
to
have
do.
So many people.
A lot of
coming
people
out.
that want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people probably go back year after year after year.
Yeah.
And then you have newcomers.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I mean, it is amazing how many people come out. Yeah.
I still run into people who live in Mobile or from Mobile that have no idea. Number one, that there is an environmental studies center. Two, that it's part of the Mobile County Public School System.
Yes.
And so this is a great way to let people know.
Yes. I mean, that's the main thing, is letting people know who we are,
Yeah.
that we're here, because like you said, there are so many people that don't know about us. And we're really trying, these past couple of years, we've been trying to get our name out. You know, now we have a newsletter. We're on Facebook.
Right.
You know, we're trying to get on TV more. We're going to various festivals and, you know, getting our name out that way. But even then,
you need a Twitter account.
We haven't gone that far yet. But,
yeah, I know. Facebook is good, so that's a start.
Yeah.
But next we need to get you on a Twitter account because we want everybody to know this is the coolest place. And you know, during the week, the kids from our schools and a lot of schools will go to the study center, and in summer you have great programs, which we'll get into later. But it really is wonderful. You were talking about. Excuse me, did I disturb you? All of a sudden I felt these little claws getting a little tighter. Okay, go to sleep. Okay. You talked about your raptor show. Yeah. Usually at the open house you'll do a release. We might, we're not sure yet. You know, because when we do a release, it's an animal that's been through rehabilitation, that had some sort of injury. And right now we do have a red-tailed hawk that is in our flight cage. So we have 2 weeks, so it kind of depends on will it be ready. It's going to be kind of iffy. So I don't want to say positively we're going to have a release, but there is a chance that we might be releasing a red-tailed hawk that day. Does it have a red tail? Is that why it's called a red-tailed hawk? It does have a red tail. When they're juveniles, they don't. They get their red tail when they're about a year old. Is this an adult? Gosh, you know, this one does not have a red tail. So it's still well, he's like about a year and a half old. Where did he come from? Do you remember? We're not really sure what his story is. He came in just not really able to stand real well, really weak, thin. We think maybe he'd been hit by a car because he just wasn't, you know, he was very wobbly on his feet. So, oh, I hope. That is, I love that part. Oh, that's so fun. It is the ultimate thing. I mean, to go through all the rehab and see how bad they are when they come in, but when you get to that final area where they're ready to go and you see them fly off, that's exactly what our purpose is with the rehab program. We're going to wrap this segment up, but right now, when is the open house? May 3rd. Okay. So Saturday, May 3rd, 10 until 3 o'clock. Take the shuttle from Burns, so literally go straight to Burns Middle School, pick up the shuttle, and we'll be ready. All right, well, we have much more to talk about, so sit tight. Okay. Oh yeah, he's sitting tight, and you stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Ashley Rich, Mobile County District Attorney. The failure to obey school bus safety laws will cost you. It can cost you up to a $3,000 fine and the loss of your driving privileges.
But more than that, it could cost the life of a child. That's why the Mobile County Public School System is urging you to stop and obey all bus traffic laws. Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Director of Transportation for the Mobile County Public School System. We're asking you to obey all bus safety laws. It could save a life. Remember, stop ahead when you see red. Our future depends on it.
For me, it started back in 1942 when my family moved to Mobile, and I began my high school career at Murphy High School. Today, it's so important to be able to ingrain in yourself what are you going to do in future life, and you need to be prepared. And so subsequently, everything at Murphy was very important in my life, and so it was instrumental in preparing me for future life and future profession that I wanted to be in.
Sweetheart, can I give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
And welcome back to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pearson. We're talking about the Environmental Studies Center, a fabulous event. It is coming up May 3rd from 10 until 3 o'clock. It is free, and you need to be there. Even if you've been there before, It doesn't matter. You could go every single year, but you need to go. And joining me today is Susan Clement. She is the wildlife biologist at the at the Environmental Studies Center. And in my lap, I have Taz, the Tasmanian devil, who is a skunk, who has been de-skunked. Thank you very much. But he's very happy, very sound asleep. And then who's this with you? Look at that baby.
This is Summer. She's my Dalmatian. And no, she's not a wild animal.
No,
but
she looks very calm.
She's going to be a lead-in for our next big fundraiser that we're going to be having at the center.
And you've had this, well, go ahead.
Yeah, May 17th, we're going to be having a rabies clinic. And the rabies clinic we've been having it for over 20 years now. And basically, no, we're not doing anything with wildlife.
Right.
It's dogs and cats. And we make a lot of money because the vets and the vaccination company donate everything. So the rabies clinic, it's May 17th, it's a Saturday. It's not held at the Environmental Center. It's held at Griggs Elementary, which is on 3 Notch Road.
Right.
And it's from 1 until 5 o'clock. The rabies shots are $9 a piece.
What are they normally?
Flat rate.
If you went to
at a vet, I want to say they're around $15, $16, and then you also have to pay to see the vet and all that.
Right.
But what's really nice about it, and we do both dogs and cats, and what's nice is it's literally a drive-through. Are we gonna? Oh,
somebody wants to take a little nap.
She's gonna join Taz.
I know.
In a moment and take a nap.
Pretty soon, you and I are gonna. Anyway,
it's so exciting, aren't we?
It's a drive-through.
It's a drive-through. So if you have a cat that you're worried about taking out, or if you have a dog that gets a little wild,
right,
you can keep them in the car, drive up, we will fill out the forms, the vet will come to the car and do the injection.
I mean, that is incredible.
And we literally get every penny of that $9. So
wonderful.
It's not like a percentage has to go for buying this and buying that.
So the vet's giving up his or her time?
Yes. We usually have 2 vets come out during the 4-hour time slot, and they donate their time, and then we get the vaccinations donated and the syringes donated. So literally everything goes straight to us. So it's a great fundraiser.
How do they process the tags and everything and all the information?
We do that. There's 3 of us that sit there and literally fill out the forms, do the tags, put the numbers on.
Wow.
So the people get their certificate stating they've had the injection, plus they get the tag to put on the dog or cat's collar. So everything is totally official. All of that information goes to the health department, so that way it's all there. It's a 1-year injection, because I know now they do have the 3-year injections, which costs a little more, but it's the 1-year injection. And it's just, if you don't have time to run to your vet, in the state of Alabama, it is the law to have your dog or cat vaccinated against rabies. So it is something that, if you haven't had it done, this is a great opportunity to do it.
How many people do you have? How many dogs or cats have you vaccinated?
We usually end up with around between 150 and 200 animals that come in. It started off, we would do around 50, and it's kind of like the open house. It has just grown each year, and and so you multiply that by $9, and it's a great fundraiser.
And word of mouth, of course.
Yes,
and then we'll try and publicize it too. And will Summer be there?
No.
Summer will be home snoozing.
She'll probably be home asleep. No, she will not be there. She'll be getting her shot, but she won't be staying.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. It starts at 1, and there are usually people there waiting at noon.
Of course.
At noon, and we have a line by the time it starts at 1 o'clock.
Well, it is truly amazing and fast that you can be in a drive-through for this.
Yeah. And I think that's what people really, we've had people show up with a trailer load of dogs. I mean, because they know it has to be done, and the vet will just go, and it's a crazy thing. It's a lot of work for us, but it's a good, fast, it's a lot of work that day, but to prepare for it, there's not much to it.
Right, and the thing is, you don't want your dog to get rabies.
No.
And then to maybe give rabies to somebody else.
Yes, exactly. And rabies is something that you really have to take seriously, because basically once an animal or a human has it, there is no cure for it.
Wow.
But if the dog has the vaccination, there you go. He's not going to get it. So it's something that's so important.
I always thought if a person had rabies, they had shots in their stomach and that took it away.
If they don't have the symptoms, they can get the shots. But usually, if you start showing symptoms, I think there's only been a couple of people that have survived the symptoms.
Oh
of
my
rabies.
gosh.
But if you get exposed to it, if a dog or a fox bites you, if you get the post-exposure shots, which aren't in your stomach anymore, thank goodness, it's in your arm, and it's a series of shots, then you're okay. But yeah, with, you know, and by vaccinating your dogs and cats, that's going to help prevent the spread of rabies too. And you know, we were talking about Taz earlier and why you're not supposed to keep wild animals as pets, and that's one of the reasons, is these mammals are the ones that carry rabies, and that's why you don't want to take a raccoon or a skunk, even as a baby, they can be born with it. You don't want to handle them because there is that chance that they might have it.
What about Taz? Does Taz have rabies shots?
He has his vaccination.
Okay.
The only problem with that is there's not, you know, the vaccinations are made specifically for dogs and cats. So even though he's had a vaccination, there's no guarantee that it's actually going to work. But he's been in captivity his whole life, so he's fine. But it's just something you can't technically go out and if you have a baby raccoon, get a shot because that's not technically going to really, you know, take care of it.
Okay. So. Is Taz the only raccoon you have? Skunk?
He is the only skunk we have.
You're a skunk, right?
We do have 2 raccoons and then the skunk,
And possums?
And we do have a possum, and then the deer and the
gators.
coyotes. And we do have gators, so yeah, I mean, we have lots of, and again, all the money that we're making at the rabies clinic is helping, it's actually helping with our wildlife rehab program. So that hawk that we're going to be hopefully releasing at the center, it was you know, the money to pay for the food for that hawk literally came from the rabies clinic. So you're kind of doing a twofer. You're getting your animal vaccinated, and then you're also helping the wildlife rehab program at the center.
Not bad. I mean, I do love it when you do a release and I end up crying. Every time I see one of those, I cry because I'm so, you know, you're so happy. It's so emotional. Like you said, you've worked so hard to get whatever back where it can go back to its home, to its. Do they ever come back to see you?
You know, sometimes the young ones might hang around for a little while, and we'll actually keep food out. We'll have, if we've released young hawks, we still put plates of food out in certain areas for them because it takes them a while to kind of get their bearings and figure out where the food is, so you want to kind of supplement them. So, but usually after a week or 2, they figure things out and they move on. But yeah, we're always in our young songbirds like blue jays and other things. We'll put food out for them when we release them. But like I said, after about a week, kind of like kids going off to college, you know, after a while, they might come back for a little bit, but you know, they don't need us as much anymore.
Now this morning, I heard you talking to someone who an owl was it an owl that fell out of the tree?
Yes. It is baby season now.
Okay.
And
for
a lot
all
of people,
yes.
Okay. For all animals basically. Springtime is when babies are born, and a lot of times we had a horrible storm last night.
Oh, we sure did.
And lots of wind, lots of rain, and a lot of times these babies they'll get blown out of the nest. And it's okay if you can physically get them back to the nest. You can pick them up with your hands and put them up there. Mama does not abandon baby because they've been touched. That's an old wives' tale. And this owl, it had fallen out of the nest last night, but it was fine, nothing injured. So basically the people, they brought it to us to make sure it wasn't injured.
Right.
And now they're going to bring it back. And it's actually old enough, it's not in the nest. They're just going to stick it on a branch in the tree. And mom and dad, they'll be down. Being an owl, they're active at night, so mom and dad will come down at night and feed it.
Well, I know in the springtime, I have a friend who used to take care of a lot of baby squirrels, and now she does baby possums.
Yeah.
I have weird friends. No, I think it's wonderful. But so this is a time probably where a lot of you'll end up with a lot of baby squirrels.
Yes, we all kind of babies. Now we're really not taking in baby mammals anymore. We don't really have volunteers anymore for that. So what we're mainly taking in are birds. But again, if those birds can be returned back to mom and dad, mom and dad are a whole lot better than we ever will be. So that's what we really try to push for is getting those babies back out with their parents and not with us. You know, sometimes they have to be left with us. They might be injured or maybe parent got, you know, hurt or something. But we try to keep them out there with mom and dad.
I love it. Well, we have one more segment, and one more break. So you and your beautiful Summer just sit tight, which I think she will.
I guess
and Taz and I will stay here too. So we'll be right back.
I went to Murphy High School. In fact, to this day, my blood bleeds blue and gold. To this day, some of my best friends are the high school football buddies that I had. We really had a wide array of classes available to us. All of my future relates back to the foundations that were given to me by the wonderful teachers and principals that I had when I was a kid.
I saw Mr. Tillman's class. Just that quick little 5 minutes I had with him made me think that I really wanted to do small engines. I just love tinkering with them, just a gearhead. Graduating from the Career Tech Center has allowed me to better myself, make more money, be more informed about the trade that I'm going to be in. I just felt like doing a trade is just better than working in an office or something. I have to be outside working with my hand or something.
MCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today. When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
So glad you stayed with us for our last segment of Homeroom for this week. I'm Nancy Pierce, and we have so many guests, human and not. But I'm holding Taz, who's a skunk, who is very sleepy. And then we have Susan Clement, who is wide awake. She is the wildlife biologist at the Environmental Studies Center. And then next to her is her dog Summer, because we've talked about the open house and we've talked about the rabies clinic. And now, if you can see to my right, I can't move my arms, so to my right, we have this beautiful picture that is on auction, right?
Yes, yes. It's titled Hammerhead Hunting. And a local artist by the name of Lolita Dickinson donated it to us.
How cool.
To use, we're talking fundraisers
right.
today. This is the fundraiser day, and we're always needing money to help, run the center and feed everything. And this artist had actually last year brought us a bird that needed rehab. It was a tern that had a broken wing. And when she came, she was talking to us and realized, we could always use some help. And so a couple days later, she showed up with this 4-foot by 4-foot painting.
Wow.
And said, basically, we could do with it whatever we wanted.
Right.
So then that was the fun part, trying to figure out, okay, what is the best way to raise money with this painting? So we decided to have an auction. So it's a silent auction, and basically, you can either call us at 221-5000.
Easy number to remember.
Or we have an email address, which if you call us,
we will tell.
We'll let you know. We're gonna get it really quick.
Yeah,
but
we'll
you
find
can
out.
email us, and it's on Facebook.
Bye, Summer.
Summer's gonna go get the email address for me. Summer's gonna grab it for me.
Come here,
but
Summer.
you can email us. We have a group at the center called Wildlife Friends. It's a group of volunteers that basically help us do fundraisers and help at the center. And it's the Wildlife Friends group that is basically having this fundraiser. And so the email is wildlifefriends.esc,
which is Environmental Studies Center
@gmail.com.
Okay, so it's
Gmail. Either call us at 221-5000. She's going to go see Taz.
Hi, sweetie.
That's her baby.
Hi.
She has to make sure you're taking good care of Taz.
Aww. She could get in my lap too, but I don't think there's.
Come over
quite
here,
enough
Summer. We'll just
now,
let
is
her
it on the
wander
website
around.
too? Is a picture on the website?
It's on our website.
Okay.
It's on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So on both we have the center's Facebook page. It's on there. And then Wildlife Friends at ESC.
Okay.
We have a
Facebook
page. There's so many things I have to remember.
I know.
So you can go on either Facebook page, the Wildlife Friends of the Environmental Studies Center, or just the Environmental Studies Center. It'll be on there. And actually, we're keeping track of the bidding on both Facebook pages.
Oh, that's neat. Well, I know you already have.
We do have a bid.
Yep.
I mean, I know when this comes out, it might be different, but right now we're at $260 at the bid.
Great.
It's an acrylic painting. It is large, as you can see
it is great
on the
for
screen.
a wall, for a big wall.
If you have a large open wall in your house, it would look amazing. We were even talking it would look great in a seafood restaurant. You know how they're always decorating. I mean, because of it being sharks and it's large.
Right.
But it's 4 foot by 4 foot, so it is quite large. So make sure you have the room for that. Summer's
checking out the picture, and so that's really what a hammerhead shark looks. I've never seen one.
Yes.
I hope I don't.
They are very strange looking. I mean, literally, they have a head that is shaped like a hammer.
Right.
And if you look at the painting, the eyes are on either side.
Of the hammer part.
Of the hammer part.
Whoa.
And yeah, so they're a very strange looking shark.
Okay, how are they with people?
Well, they're not really good with people. You don't really want to go swimming with a hammerhead shark, especially when you have a school of sharks
hammerhead
like
sharks.
we
Yeah,
have
no,
here.
I don't think so.
But yeah, this Lolita Dickinson who painted it, she's a local artist. She does mainly acrylic and oils, and she does a lot of sea life. And she does a lot of Gulf Coast life. And she has some amazing paintings. And
she has manatee. She has some manatees.
Yeah, she has manatees. She's done tuna and other types of fish. So you might want to go on her website and see other things that she's done. But we really appreciate her donating.
Definitely.
This.
Well, the neat thing about that picture too, even though it is big, 4 by 4.
Yeah.
There are times when you need a big picture.
Yes.
I keep thinking of it by a room with an aquarium.
Yes.
Or maybe a sun porch, or I don't know, something, or a restaurant. I think a restaurant would love it.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it
really
is
cool.
amazing. And it would be such a focal point,
right?
Over a fireplace, that kind of thing. But it is great.
So we have to remind everybody about all of these things.
Oh, goodness.
So first of all, we have the first thing coming up is, well, the auction, because when's that going to close?
The auction actually closes at our open house.
Okay.
I forgot to say that. Yeah, at 1 o'clock on May 3rd is when it closes. So we're actually going to announce it at open house, and we'll still have it on display at open house. In fact, speaking of display, if you want to look at it, it's been on display at the center. We're going to be at 5 Rivers, Delta Woods and Waters, April 26th. We're bringing it then. But basically, it's on display at the center. So if you want a good, close look at it, come out to the center.
And why not? So our open house is the 3rd of May from 10 until 3.
Yes.
Park at Burns.
Yes.
Take a bus.
Yes.
You can pretend you're back in school.
In school.
So that's great. And they do have hot dogs, hamburgers, cookies, whatever. But those you do have to pay for. So stick a little coin in your pocket. Then Griggs is having, and we're almost out of time, at Griggs Elementary.
Will be the rabies clinic.
Will be a rabies clinic from, tell me the times.
It's May 17th, 1 until 5.
1 until 5.
Yeah, and it's held at Griggs on 3 Notch.
And a drive-by. I mean, all you have to do is go drive through.
Right up.
The vet will be there.
Yes.
Vaccinate, and you can go.
Yes.
How cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, so this is a great thing. I love it, and I wonder how many people we'll have this year.
Hopefully many, more than next year.
Right, because people who've never been there,
hopefully
they need
the weather
to go.
will be great.
Oh, last year. Oh my gosh, I think it was last spring.
Great. Yes.
Or maybe last fall, I think was really nice
too. The past 2, the weather has been perfect.
So don't miss it. All right. Thank you again, Susan.
All right. Thanks
Tez.
for having me.
Thanks, Summer. And thank you for watching and for listening.